Sometimes a pelvic tilt can cause back problems. And that can be because the hip flexors are too tight. And these are the hip flexors. Get you to grab. That's fine. So the hip flexors can be tight psoas muscles. They go from the 12th, where the 12th rib ends, course through the abdominal visceral area and attach to the top of the hip. Hip flexors just mean the knees bringing closer to the chest. So one of the things you'll have is an anterior pelvic tilt. So if you'd like to demonstrate what that would look like, so your pelvis will be tilted forwards that way, and that's going to put a bit more excessive lordosis on the lower back, and it can compress some of the structures in the spine. One of the other things you might have is shortened hamstrings. So instead of being nice and lengthened, they're going to be shorter. As you can see, the hamstrings on the back of this diagram of the human musculature system, they'll be reduced in length. So there's one of the things that we can do to help with the core, and that is to do chiropractic to loosen up the psoas muscle, but there's also other ways we can engage the core. We'll show you 2 exercises and then we'll break it down and show you another 2 in a second. So this is the first one that's important. It can be done with a personal trainer. If you'd like to explain what you're doing.
You're sitting directly on top of the fit ball, keeping it nice and still, just lifting 1 foot at a time, holding for about 4, forcing your core to stabilise you, keeping nice and tall, nice and stable through that pelvis. Ooh.
Okay, and then you want to be moving on from there to our next exercise of this part, which will be lying on the back. When you're lying on the back, the spine will be in this position, and you want to maintain the position of the spine. You don't want it to be lifting. You start like this with an L shape in the legs, and you drop one leg down, making sure that the pelvis isn't lifting and rolling, and before you let the other leg go down, you wait until you get back to the start. All the while you're engaging the core and the abdominal muscles. You want to do 2 lots of 10 of them. Break that down now, and we'll end this video and we'll start another one. It's part 2 of core abdominal exercises.